Mark, can I buy, borrow, die? I get this question all the time when people start Googling those three words and they hear that's the tax strategy that billionaires use. Can I do it too? The fact is, yes, you can. To understand that, you're going to need to understand some basics on taxes, and more importantly, understand which accounts you can use to buy, borrow, die, and which accounts you can't use to do that. So let's cover the basics. Now, I'll give you my simple rule that if you just understand this, it's going to simplify this strategy for you. So my simple rule when I'm investing is, can I take a loan secured by the investment? Meaning I don't liquidate the investment. I take a loan secured by it. So I have all the money still there, and I take a loan secured by that asset. If you just follow that rule, you'll understand buy, borrow, die. So let's take out the look at the three types of assets you may be funding already, and let's look at if you can use each one for this strategy. So let's look at Roth IRAs. Now you can cover the basics of these principles in Top 10 Ways to Avoid Taxes and my third book about this. But let's look at simple Roth IRAs. It's chapter 2 in Top 10 Ways to Avoid Taxes. Roth IRAs, they are funded with after-tax income. You fund them, they can grow with no taxes. You can even retire by taking income from them without paying taxes, and when you die, there's no taxes. So there's some pretty great tax advantages in Roth IRAs. But can you use them to buy, borrow, die? The answer is no. Okay, here's how. You cannot take a loan secured by, and you cannot take a loan from a Roth IRA. Okay, the only way you can access your Roth IRA is generally after age 59 and a half, and you have to liquidate the account to get access to the cash. So you actually remove the money from the account. You can't just take a loan secured by a Roth IRA. Okay, so you can't use Roth IRAs specifically for this strategy. How about retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs? Okay, IRAs you cannot borrow from, you cannot borrow secured from. They're taxed at regular income tax rates, so you're just deferring income taxes, which is the highest form of taxation, to the back end, making it larger. You're going to pay huge amounts of taxes, and you cannot borrow from, and you cannot borrow secured by. So the worst of all these are just traditional IRAs, okay? In my opinion, bad decisions for 99% of you guys out there. Okay, there might be 1% who might be able to make this work. Okay, 401ks. You're like, Mark, I can borrow from my 401k. I've done that before. Yes, you can borrow from your 401k. Can you borrow secured by your 401k? The answer is no. Can't do it. Okay, here's the big downside on this. If you have $100,000, let's say, in a 401k, and you wanted to buy a piece of real estate, you say, well, I'm going to borrow from my 401k. First of all, it's borrowing from it. So if you had $100,000 in your 401k and you borrowed $30,000, there's now $70,000 in your 401k. Now, you have a payment on that. So you're going to have a larger payment to make to pay back that loan, which is mandatory. So now you have a payment to send it back there. Okay, so, and you took it from the account. So can a 401k do buy, borrow, die? Absolutely not. Not to mention they're tax deferred, tax nightmares when you retire, and when you die, even lots more taxes. So not a big fan of any retirement accounts or 401ks, okay? Especially tax deferred. Brokerage account. Let's look at a regular brokerage account. Maybe you have a regular brokerage account where you're buying stocks or ETFs. Can you put any amount of money in them? Yes, you can. So zero limit to the amount of money you can fund into your brokerage account. If you never sell the account, is it taxable? No, it's not. So it grows without taxes, okay? Can you take a loan secured by a brokerage account? Yes, you can. A regular brokerage account, which anybody can set up, and you can buy stocks and ETFs. You can take a loan from it. There's no taxes on the growth, and you could even die with no taxes. It's called a step up in basis. It's where the stocks and ETFs, if you don't sell them, they step up and you pass them to your heirs with 100% zero taxes. Okay? Now let's take the example of, let's say you had $100,000 in a Roth IRA, $100,000 in a 401k, and $100,000 in a brokerage account, and you wanted to purchase some real estate. Which one works the best to purchase real estate? Roth IRA. Can't do it. Can't just take, if you got 100 grand in your Roth, can't just liquidate 30,000 at any age to purchase real estate. Plus, if you took it out, you can't borrow from it, and you can't borrow secured by it. So Roth IRAs doesn't work if you're a real estate investor like me who wants to borrow from these accounts to purchase real estate. 401ks and IRAs, I would never put a penny in them. Okay? I don't want to defer taxes. I don't want to lock up my money till I'm 65 or 60 or whatever age it is in the future. Don't want to do it. And I just can't buy real estate with these things. Unless I have 401k, I just don't like it. So I'm not a big fan of tax deferred retirement accounts at all. Don't suggest them. You're not going to be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. I don't believe that. In fact, they'll even tax your Social Security. It's called provisional income. So in fact, many times you're going to be double taxed on the back end with these accounts. But again, you cannot buy, borrow, die with any of these, okay? How about a brokerage account? Let's say you had a great saving and investing in a brokerage account. You're growing it with no taxes, and you come across a great piece of real estate, and you're like, man, Mark, I got this piece of real estate. I need $30,000. What do I do? Press the borrow button. Take a loan of $30,000 secured by the account. The way that we do it at the Perfect Portfolio, there's no application. There's no credit check. It doesn't go on your credit score, and there's no payments on the loans. So you can leave the full amount. Let's say it's $100,000 in the account. You can borrow $30,000, and maybe that's the down payment for a piece of real estate. Okay? Now remember, your brokerage account grows with no taxes. You can take loans secured by the account. You can fund any amount in there, which you can't do with any of those accounts. And you can use that money to purchase real estate, which we highly, highly suggest, because real estate is going to build your wealth. The fact is, none of the accounts here are actually going to build your wealth. You know what they're going to do? They're going to defer taxes, where when you die, the government gets to tax you when you die. Or even on the income that you collect in retirement, the government gets to tax you over and over and over again. So the answer to the question is all three. The only one you can use to buy, borrow, die is a regular brokerage account. You may have a brokerage account. You just have to learn how to move that money tax-free to another brokerage account. And there's 3 different brokers out there where you can take low interest loans secured by your investment account using what's called a margin loan. So I hope that helps you guys decide where you want to invest for the future, which type of structure you want to use. Remember, we don't give financial advice. We don't give tax advice in this channel, but we will teach you the fundamentals to building wealth, avoiding taxes, and more importantly, how to buy, borrow, die. Guys, if you like this content, be sure to like, follow, share, and if on our YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll try and give you great content to help you guys build wealth, retire early, and avoid huge amounts of taxes.